And so this is quite exciting for me because this is the launch of resources today. So welcome to this. So wave your hand to just show your support and show me that you are interactive and that you are here. Hello, yeah. This is Saffron as well. She's with me. Saffron is my assistant. She's been with me, working with me for 2 months. So she's going to be moderating with me today and helping me do all of that. So thank you for joining. I see we have some people joined. We're going to wait another minute if you allow me. And then in the meantime, I'm going to introduce myself quickly. So maybe you can see who I am. And so I am Eva, and I started working in the beauty industry almost 15 years ago now. And I started with the Cosmoprof trade shows where I was in charge. Hello from Nice. Hello. I was in charge of the buyers delegation. So I would organize people to come from very exotic country, like India, for instance, or even people coming from the States to visit Bologna in Italy or other trade shows of Cosmoprof. So this is how I started. I see people from Nice, Paris, Johannesburg, London, anywhere else in the world. Any people in the States, because I know some people were joining us from the US of A. So let me know. And Annie, hello Annie. Hello, I'm gonna start sharing my slides. So can you see me still and can you see the slides? Please raise your hand if this is the case. Yeah, okay. Yes, okay, fine, good. So today, icebreaker, I've already done it. So I talked about, tell me where you are from, what you're doing. And because this is the launch today, so I want to be, explain to you what we are doing. I'm going to talk about the sustainability definition after that. And then I'm going to give you a brief introduction about packaging strategy. And then I will do a resources demo to show you how it works. And along the way, I will ask you a question to make sure that everything is okay. So are you okay with the agenda so far? So please raise your hand if you are and lower your hand if you're not. Okay, I can see you raising your hand. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. So we're going to keep going. So how sustainability and beauty, what is the definition? So the common definition about sustainability is the avoidance of depletion of natural resources in order to maintain an ecological balance. I think for beauty, we can go a bit further. And my recommendation would be to say that sustainable beauty considers the design of any item with its impact on business, workers, customers, suppliers, communities, on the planet, the fauna and the flora, and also on the profit taken or generated. And here, I want to talk about profit generated because we tend to take, but what do we give back to communities, for instance? And so the impact when it comes to sustainability must be measured in a 360 or circular approach from the extraction to manufacturing, to the usage and to the destruction or the restoration. And so how you should go about, with sustainable beauty? For instance, I think you should start with why. Why are you on this planet? What are your product bringing to this planet? What are you bringing to the people, to the planet, and to the prosperity? What is your core purpose? Why are you here? Because if you don't know why you're here, or why your brand is here, or what you're doing, for instance, you will lose interest in what you're doing and you won't know why you matter. I'm going to give you an example of that. Your why or your mission can be as simple as I work in the beauty industry because I believe in the empowerment of women. And I think that beauty products can empower women because they bring a sense of belonging or a sense of beauty, a sense of wellness, for instance. That could be a mission like that. So I don't know why you are here on this planet, why your company is here on this planet and what they're bringing, but maybe it's worth considering why you are here, because you won't sustain your work or your business unless you know why you are here. And we touch on that on the introduction of resources. So if you go to the website, there is an introductory course where we touch a little bit about that. The other aspect of the sustainability is how we do it. We tend to create, use and waste, and that's it. And this doesn't really work in a full circle normally, and especially in beauty. We tend to create, to use and to waste and then ditch in the bin and then that's it, that's done. But now it's time to change the model and to go into a model where we do also regeneration. How do we regenerate what we create? A good example of that in the beauty industry, for instance, is the use of upcycled ingredients, meaning using ingredients that are a byproduct of the food industry, for instance. Orange peels that can be used to make active in formulas, or coffee scrubs for coffee, for instance, that can be used for scrubs, these kind of things. The how is the design thinking and circular approach is paramount to having a sustainable impact, but it implies a complete change of paradigm, meaning integrating the regeneration in the process. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's linear. Sometimes we won't be able to find regeneration, but this is something from the very beginning when we create product that we need to think about. Anybody raising their hands? Yes, okay, thank you. If you agree, raise your hands. So then I can see that you are still with me. Have I lost you? Are you still with me? Yes, you're still with me. Thank you. And so I wanted to give you an approach to packaging strategy. It's very difficult, it's very complicated. There's many ways we can approach that. And it's really tough to know where to start. So I want to give you something that is probably maybe counterintuitive, but I wanted to talk to you about the waste hierarchy. We talk a lot about the consumers, what they expect, what they need, but actually what they expect and what they say is very different than what they actually act usually. But in the waste hierarchy, we know that people tend to want to avoid product because they don't want to create waste. They don't want to create anything. So in your design, you need to think about what can be avoided in my design. What can be discarded today in terms of my packaging strategy. Then the second one would be reduce. The third one, reuse and recycle. And you know that in industry, we tend to focus on reduce, reuse, and recycle, which is important. But I think we need to think about the sixth aspect of this waste hierarchy: the avoid first, and then the reduce. And then in the reduce, you can go into there's many ways to approach the reduce. You can go to renewable materials or bio-based materials. You can go to recycled materials or refillable solutions. So in the reduce, reuse, and recycle, there's many ways you can go about. There's, using glass versus plastic versus aluminum, this kind of thing. So in your packaging strategy, this is, there's many ways you can approach that, but it's very difficult to know where to start. But bear in mind that when you create something, again, I need to go back up. Again, you need to go to this, you need to remember to go back to this full circle creation, regeneration at the end. And so in the reduce is like, how can I reduce my packaging usage? How can I make my tubes smaller or like with less packaging, with less material at once? The reuse obviously is the refillable system. Today, we see a lot of refillable solutions going mainstream. Zara, for instance, I just launched their refillable, their beauty range, and it's mostly refillable beauty. You can find lipstick, color palettes, these kind of things, and they've gone to the refillable system. Body Shop, for instance, also gone into the reuse system, and they've created the refillable machine where you can refill your shampoo, your shower gel, and all other products that are wash off, rinse off products. It's really interesting because until now, the reuse system, the refillable system were mostly for very luxurious products that you could keep because the packaging was invested. There was a lot of investment into the packaging. So it made sense in some instance to create a reusable system in that sphere. But now it's going mainstream as well, meaning that the more mainstream we have, the more people are going to adopt these solutions. Because there are also some surveys that shows that in the refillable system and the reusable, only 1/3 and even less than that are actually redoing that. There's a brand in France that is specialized in small batch, short-term, short product, short lifetime product, and they have a system where they collect and they and the consumers can resend their program, and only 30% of the consumers using that, and it's their base model. They're based on the reusable system. So even for brands that are 100% reusable, only 30% of consumers are using it, and so it's not there yet, and that's why we need to push that. And the last one is obviously the recycle. And in the recycle solution, you have the recycled material. that you can implement into your packaging, but also the fact that you make your packaging fully recyclable. And when it comes to recyclability, it's very difficult to know what is recyclable. So I'm going to ask you a question now. It wasn't planned, it's not on a poll, but do you know exactly 100%? Can you tell me 100% what is recyclable and what is not? If you can say 100% yes, raise your hand. If you're not, just lower your hand. Do you know about recyclability for 100%? Do you know for sure what is recyclable, what is not? Vanisha, you know 100% about what is recyclable and what is not. Okay, very good. Anybody else? I want to know if you know about recyclability and recycle solution. Do you know how to recycle today? Annie, do you know how to recycle? Okay. Any more people? Do you know how to recycle today? You know how to recycle, yes, but do you know which part is recycled? So I'm going to give you an example. I don't have packaging here with me. But this, for instance, is not recyclable. This packaging is made of probably one material. It's probably PEP, I think, but it's not currently recyclable because it's recycled. It is recyclable, but it's not currently recycled because it's too small, for instance. And the fact that you can separate that makes it too small. So this is an example of like a shortcoming that we may have. We can think that this is recyclable because it's claimed to be recyclable, but it's not currently recycled anywhere in the world, as far as I know, unless it's specifically collected for that and recycled. So again, regarding the reduce, reuse, recycle, there's many ways you can go about. You can go to renewable materials, to bio-based materials, recycled materials. Mono material is one of the way to go, or glass versus plastic versus aluminum. And again, when it comes to this solution, you need to choose your side. You need to do either reduce, either reuse, either recycle. You can sometimes combine all of them, but not in the entire beauty range. So you need to choose your side for each of your product. Which one are you gonna implement into your product? If you have a range of 12 SKU or 45 SKU, for each SKU, you need to decide which impact you want to have: the reduce, the reuse, the recycle, and maybe the three of them, and maybe just one of them because you can't maybe implement them. And then define your timeline for your entire range, because you won't be able to transform your entire range tomorrow. Maybe for it to be transformed, it will take 10 years, but you need to have a timeline for each of your product, and each of them, you can implement them month by month, year by year, but definitely you won't be able to do it at once. And also communicate your efforts clearly to your consumers. Communicate your effort clearly to your consumers, and it means, do you know how to talk to your consumers about sustainability? Do you know what they understand? Do you know where they are at, and do you know what they need and what they expect from your brand? So I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to ask you some questions that I prepared in advance, if I can find them. Yes, I can find them. So I'm going to send you the first poll. When it comes to implementing sustainability, what is your biggest hurdle when it comes to packaging and sustainability? Is it the cost? Is it the lost in choice of material? You don't know which material to choose. Is it the changing paradigm from single use to refillable? Is it the time to market? Is it your competition? Is it understanding what consumer want? I think you can have multiple questions, so feel free to answer different questions at once. Competition. You don't care about your competition. It's very interesting. Very interesting. No, maybe you can. I don't know. Because one of the things that we can see is that competition nowadays is really changing. People are not competing the same way. They are collaborating more. There's a lot of collaboration going on in the market. People are really working and collaborating together. Okay, so I can see that cost is a big problem, and the loss in material as well. You don't really know. You don't know what material to pick, but the cost is definitely an issue. Interesting. And understand what consumer wants. So we see that it's very difficult to know, which material to choose. I'm gonna close the poll in 30 seconds. So if you, yeah. Okay, I will end the poll now. And so the number one is cost problematic. The second is the loss in choice of material. The last one is changing paradigm. And oh, maybe I can send it to, yeah, you can see now. Yeah, so the cost is the bigger issue. Cool. Share the results. Oh yeah, this is, can you see the result now? I'm checking with my assistant if she can see the result now. Okay, because I didn't know, I'm not sure whether we can see the results. I'm just, you know, it's very strange. I'm behind my screen, but I don't know what you see. And if you haven't really hosted a webinar now, maybe you don't understand or you don't care, but this is really the tricky part. We don't know what people hear and see, and it's not really always clear. I will stop sharing that one. Now I have another question. About the solutions. Which solutions, sorry, have you tried when it comes to sustainability and understanding the sustainability issue? Have you been to private consulting, you know, meeting private consultant? Have you attended workshop or webinars? Have you talked to your suppliers? Or have you attended events like trade shows? Have you registered to university course like the Cambridge Sustainability Strategy, for instance? Or have you joined think tanks or working groups? Interesting. So most of you talking to your suppliers, okay, which is good, a good start because they know a lot about packaging, obviously. So that's very interesting. Okay. Can you see the poll as they go along? Yeah, you can see the same thing. Okay. You can see the same thing as me. I've just checked. So you can see, okay, you keep going. I want to see, there's only like 11 answers. There's probably 5 more people that can answer. Come on, support this webinar and answer the questions. Show me that you are interested. Okay, yeah, more people to answer. Okay, I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Attend events. Yeah, the attend events, I put it there, but obviously it's been really tricky in the last few months for, you know, if not say for the last 18 months, but we know we're going to go back to that, and hopefully this will change. Okay, now I have a last question. No, another question, not the last one, more question. Did it work for you? What were the limitations to the content you found? Was it a biased information? Was it limited or restricted view? Was it not applicable to cosmetics? Was it contradictory or other? And type in the chat that you find what is the limitation that you find in the content you found. If you don't have the answer here, if you don't have something, yeah, just tell me contradictory. Very good. Interesting. Yeah. Limited or restricted view, not applicable to cosmetics. Go ahead, come on. I know there can be some more people that will very good, contradictory, everything. Yeah, there's a lot of contradiction in the sustainability. It's very tricky to understand sustainability. Very good. And I'm gonna, you see, so more people, come on, can I have one or two more people sign? Yes, okay, contradiction is definitely the way you find is really difficult. It's very contradictory. Sustainability is difficult. And I will explain to you later how we're gonna help you find answers. And the very last poll now, come on, marketing claims. How do you make marketing claims on your packaging, or mostly about ingredients or formula? And how do you back up your claims? This will be me asking the question later. So do you make, I'm launching the poll. Do you make marketing claims on your packaging or mostly on your formula, or both? Okay, interesting. So you make your claims on packaging and ingredients claim both together. Is it true? I think, I believe that you are making most of the time more formula mostly, but now you claim about both. Okay, interesting. And is it important to bring the packaging claim? Okay, I'm gonna ask you to talk on the chat, and this is when this is a bit tricky not to have you live, but I want to ask you, how do you back up your claim? Because I think it's very difficult to back up your claim and to know what people are expecting to hear, what people understand about sustainability. I don't think it's easy for you as a brand or consumers to understand and to make sustainability straightforward. Okay, this is stop sharing. Okay, finish now. Stop sharing. Okay, sorry, I've got many screens in front of me. Finish now. I'm finished with the poll. Okay, hello, sorry, I'm back. So now I'm gonna go and explain, okay, I have some messages. What is the problem with a too small product? Okay, we can see, okay, I'm gonna answer some questions here now, actually. We have some questions. Why do no company not educate consumers enough on the imitation sustainability rather than claiming that product can be recyclable? Yes, I know, I agree. We have packaging icons by pay to support this claim. Okay, Vanisha, very good. It would be good to hear from you actually, to hear how you work with your consumers to back up your claims. I can't see the chat anymore now. Let me see the chat again. Okay, I can't see the chat anymore. Never mind. So what is the problem with the small packaging? The small packaging, and this is what I'm going to cover here. So what I realized about, I'm going to answer these questions as I go along with this presentation. So with resources, I realized exactly what you just shown, that sustainability is contradictory. It's difficult to have an unbiased information because you can talk to your suppliers. They do a really good job, but they not necessarily, they maybe only supply plastic, or maybe only supply glass, or maybe they supply both, but they're not specialists in all of the materials, for instance, or in all of the shapes. And they have biased information because they try to sell you their product, which is fair enough, and they really do a good job. I'm not saying that they don't do a good job, but as an initial information, it's good to start there. But the difference is with what I can create here is to give you a non-biased information that is neutral and fact-checked. Meaning that I've gone to several suppliers at once when I wanted to talk about glass, for instance, or I've come to several different organizations to talk about sustainability, so that it's really clear and it's really neutral and fact-checked in the back. And so with resource, the idea is to give you in one place all of the answers you need about sustainability and product development. What do we mean by that? We know that the current situation in the beauty industry is like sustainability is no longer an option. You have to be sustainable and you have to change your entire range, whether makeup, whether skincare, whether bath product, personal care product, you have to change everything. And we target marketing, we help marketing because we know that there's a lot of technical specialists out there, packaging specialists that will know a lot about technical side of the packaging. But when it comes to product development, marketing will be the last one making the decision, and they don't always have all the information. They're a bit like the consumers. They will make the final decision, but with shortcuts sometimes, and make decision based on fair say or what people say, but not necessarily what's in the actual product. They would learn, they would train themselves. But what I'm giving here is all of the backup for their claims and all of the information that they need to back up their claims. And we connect you with NPIC experts. The way we build a program, I'm going to explain to you now how the program works. We have 5 courses. Course 1 about packaging, the course 2 about sustainable formulation, the third one is going to be about labels and certifications, the fourth one about marketing and claims, and the fifth one about retail of sustainability. Today, we're only launching the packaging because it took us a while to start the packaging, and we wanted to make it very nice and very thorough. So that's why we've talked to a lot of experts to build the content. How do we do that? Thanks to the 15 years plus experience in the beauty industry, I've grown a huge network and a very good network of people that are either specialists in materials or specialists in techniques, or suppliers in specific side, also specific materials. So I've talked to them, and I've done some interviews, some research also on the side with Ellen MacArthur Foundation, or the foundation that give a lot of content, a lot of thorough content about packaging. What I find in the market is that you have a lot of information about packaging and sustainability, but when it comes to cosmetics, there's not specific information about cosmetics. And the information that you find is not necessarily applicable to the beauty sphere, because beauty, as you know, needs to be food grade, needs to be compatible with the formula. It's really complicated to change materials because you have to test the compatibility all the time, and you don't know exactly what to do. And so the way the content work, we're going to have 7 big modules into the first course. And this is divided into 15 specific topics under the 7th one. In the introduction, we're going to talk about what it is about sustainable beauty, how does it work, and the key about sustainable definition. And we're also going to go through the history of packaging. And this is probably one of my favorite content. We've talked to some museums and to some people that have worked in the industry for many years, and we've been able to collect from the back of their how can I say, you know, everything that we could find about the beauty products and how they were made 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 500 years ago, and even in the Egyptian time, where you had the pharaoh, when you had Cleopatra, she was known for having, you know, having bath in and in milk. What's the name in English of this animal? Sorry, of donkey milk. I don't know if it's the right word, but anyway. So back there was some interesting way of using packaging using cosmetics. So we're going to go to all back to the history. Why we do that? Because we think that history can actually reveal us, give us back some idea. Raise your hand if you like that idea as well. Please communicate with me, engage with me, and tell me that you like the idea of going back to history. Yes, I see that you like it as well. I think it's key because you know that it's like fashion. Fashion goes back in circle and it comes back. And I think it's important to go back to history to understand what has changed and where we are right now and what actually we could go back to. I'm not going to give you an example here because I want to reserve it to the sign up to the course. So you can see, you can find all of the nice finds and the nice tips that you find in there. Then second, we're going to go into the consumer trends. We've asked to Joanne, she's based in London and she's a trend analyst, to give us an idea of what trends are going on in the packaging and in the beauty side, and specifically the packaging, because we know that the packaging is the key problematic side of the beauty today when it comes to consumer and problematic with sustainability. They see too much packaging. They don't want to buy the packaging. They just want to buy the product and they're happy with the result of the product. But the packaging is really a problem for them. And so, but the trick is they're not really ready to engage. They say they're going to change for more sustainable packaging, but when it comes down to it, they don't really buy better product. So how can we influence them? Then we're going to go into packaging life cycle, talk about, you know, how to measure life cycle and what to take into consideration when you think about the entire life cycle of your packaging. And as I mentioned earlier, we need to talk about the creation, the waste, the creation, the usage, the waste, and then the regeneration. We need to think about that. On the fourth content, we're going to talk about the packaging materials. Specifically, we're going to go through the PCR packaging, PCR material. What does it mean? PCR post-consumer recycled. What does it mean? There's many different types of PCR. There's glass, there's plastic, there's aluminum. What does it mean and how do they work? And then we're going to talk about biomaterial, bio-based material. We're going to talk about composite material. There's many different types of material. We're going to talk about biodegradable and compostable material. What does it mean? How does it work? And how you can use that for your brand. Then, oh, there's 4, you see? So there's the fifth one is going to be innovation review. So the innovation review is going to give you all of the innovation coming from the suppliers. Again, thanks to the network built over 15 years, I kind of know all of the suppliers of beauty solutions, and I've contacted them to ask them for all of the packaging solutions that they're working on and launching in the background. Because we don't necessarily know all of the innovation they're working on. I know some innovation takes like 6 months, a year, 12 months, sometimes 5 years to develop. And I've talked to them to ask them all about the latest innovation in many materials or many different shapes or form. And this is going to be a specific review for the for people registered to the course. And this won't be published publicly. It will be only to the sign up. And that's why we will have more details that you can find anywhere else. You will have more details in the material, in the way it works, and how this can be applicable to your brand. And then the fifth one, I think it's, to me, it's the key one, is about the recycling review. And, you know, you ask Marie about what is the problem with the small product? And we're going to explain that in the recycling review. Because as far as I know, recycling is very misunderstood and people don't understand whether things are recycled. And we tend to ditch everything in our bin and think that it's going to be recycled. It's very far from the truth. Today in the world, you have to know that only 9% of plastics are being recycled. And you know why? Nobody knows why. I don't think nobody has a full picture. And what I did try to do here with this review is to ask recyclers, to ask sorting facilities, to ask regulators, all of the information that we need to know about recycling to give you a big picture about how you can design your product to make them recyclable. because there is not a clear answer today. And also in this review, we're going to talk about the innovation that they're working on, because today some technology are available when it comes to recycling, some are not. Why? We're going to explain why, and we're going to tell you what is the future of product development, so that within 5 years' time, if you're working on a product today, you can't really get it on the market because it takes time to develop. Maybe in 5 years' time, the technology will be available for recycling. So we're going to cover that as well. And on the Recycling Plus, it's all about the new way of recycling today, the chemical recycling, the enzymatic recycling, all the recycling alternatives to the mechanical recycling. Because the recycling review is going to be on the mechanical recycling, which is the most way we recycle today, to mechanical recycling, meaning we take packaging like that, we grind into small pieces, and then put it back to, send it back to packaging manufacturers to be molded again into new packaging. But why this is small, to answer your question, Mary, because in the sorting plant, there's many different steps in the way the packaging goes. And if things are small, they just tend to ditch into the holes of the machines. Basically, that's the basic problem. Because recycling has been, I don't want to tell you too much here because I want you to sign up to the course. But basically, if something is too small, it just goes into the holes of the machines and is discarded because it just goes to waste. It goes down in the bin because it's too small to be manageable and to be managed. But I will explain more in details how and why it works like that. And then on the last section, we're going to talk about life lessons. And this is when we're going to have people coming to talk about their solutions and what did they struggle with, what solution they find, and if they took one solution one day, and if they are to switch to a better sustainable solution, then we're going to talk about that. We're going to ask them questions, and they're going to come to you and talk to you, and you can ask them your questions as well. And so the way it's gonna, so this is the link. I forgot a slide here. I wanted to mention to you how the course is gonna work. So we're gonna launch on the 16th of June, and it's gonna go on for 6 weeks. 16th of June, you can access the platform. Once you sign up to the course, you can access the resources platform and I'm gonna show you now how it works actually. Let me change the screen. I will send you the link. This is the link to sign up. And as of today, because you attended this webinar, what we want to do, I want to give you 40% off for the pilot course. This is the pilot course. And in exchange for this 40%, I will ask you to give you testimonial on LinkedIn and on other platforms to testify about the course, and also your full feedback. Because it's the first course, I really want to know what you thought about the course, and I want to get your full feedback. What did you like? What didn't you like? What did you enjoy? What can be improved? And all of that. And so we're gonna give you 40% off, and this is available only if you sign up before the 10th of June. Anyway, so let's give you a demo of the platform. Need to share my screen. You still with me? Show me a hand. Where's your hand if you're still with me and you're still enjoying the content? Yes, yes. Do you like, am I talking too fast or is it fine? You can chat with me. I can see the chat now. Let me interact with the chat a little bit. Why do companies not educate consumers? Okay, Vanisha, I want to talk to you about that. Companies don't educate because they don't know where to start. They don't know how to talk about sustainability. And this is why brands don't educate, because they make shortcuts, and even themselves, they don't really know what they're doing. I'm not saying that everybody's stupid. Please, sorry, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we don't really know what we are doing half of the time. And that's why people make shortcuts and don't necessarily educate consumers, because they don't know what to say and how to talk to them, because consumers are really confused as well, and brands are confused too. So let me go into the chat again. Is there any other question? How much is the training? The training is €1,000, but with the 40% off, you get 600 today. And it's the only one time that this will be €600, because after that, after we launch, we're never going to do any discount again. The discount is only for the first timers for the pilot course for you. If you want to sign up today, we're not going to, because we think that the content is very valuable. That's why we don't think we should give too much discount. Alors, let me show you how it works. So you are on the platform, you have signed up. This is resource. This is the beautiful website that we've created. It's very nice. So when you go here, you can either go to courses, sign up here, or you yeah, here, and then you can sign up here. Once you go into the packaging course, here you will have a link to sign up. And then once you sign up, this is the new link that you see. You see continue. And so the way it's going to work, we're going to have a mix of, I'm going to open that like that. Yeah, we will have a mix of PDF to download. Sorry, I'm just clicked too quick, I think. We're going to have a mix of PDF to download and also some videos, for instance. I'm going to give you a taster of the videos. And what we did, we have interviewed some packaging specialists. Where is the, here is the, yes, here is the video. So this is one of the first speakers, Gérald Martins, is a specialist in luxury packaging. He's been in packaging for 20 years. He worked for the biggest player in the industry, and mostly in France. And we're going to talk about with him lifecycle assessment, top-down approach, sustainable material, PCR, and apply to packaging, for instance. And then if we go down to the topics briefly, you can download all of the content before you see the video, and these are the slides that you can see. You go down the content, etc., and then you can hear him talk very nicely about his content. Here's an example of the video. And what we did with the video as well, we have published the subtitles for you to be able to read if you can't hear really well, or if you need to just, you prefer to read.
So let's go into why we are doing this. I think everybody knows this, but we typically have three major issues at hand, which are combined in a system way. Also, working on one will also have implications on the other aspects. The three major dimensions are climate change, pollution, and particularly plastic pollution, but not only, and resource depletion. We know that eventually we'll run out of petrol.
Okay, so this is an example of what we can find in the course, and also we have some Q&A places. So where did I put some questions? I'm going back here. So you see I'm going live, huh? So excuse my time. Module, I think it's here. Yeah, we can have, here we have some questions as well. So along the way, I will check whether you've gone through the content and that you've actually understand what you've read and everything. So it's going to be a mix of different types of questions. Here there are 5 questions. Let's see. Yeah, true or false. What do you think of that, etc. Bio-based, and then we're gonna check that you've actually learned things along the way. And one of the way that the course is going to work as well. So this is very simple. You see, there's the course player, and then you have the video, the PDF to download, or the Q&A sessions. And this is going to be quite fairly simple. And you're going to go through that. You're going to have 6 weeks to go through that. Once this is done, you can't go back. We can't really allow you to download the content because for copyright rights, we can't help you. We can't let you download it because otherwise we don't want you to share. But thinking about it, we know that this is a sustainability platform here. And so the idea, because it's sustainable, it's all about being green as well. And sustainable too. So that's why we think that in the sustainability, it's all about transparency, honesty. So we hope that you won't share the content to people that haven't paid. And so the other way is going to work. So you're going to have 6 weeks to go through all of this content. So I've told you about the 7 topics. And also every Friday at 2 p.m. UK time and 3 p.m. France time, we will have a Q&A live sessions with either me or with either one of the experts or with a VIP. And one of the VIP that is coming is going to be By Be Beauty. To start with, we're going to have By Be Beauty. They've launched a sustainable beauty brand 3 years ago. They're very good, and they had struggle with the biodegradable, compostable packaging, and they had to change that. So we're going to talk to them about that, and they're going to be live on our Q&A session one Friday afternoon. And so when you sign up, I will give you all the timeline and when people are going to talk. And we are also got 2 more VIPs. I can't really tell you now because I'm still waiting for their reply. But we are inviting Sulapak. Do you know Sulapak? Sulapak, they're the manufacturer of compostable packaging, and they've just released a new innovation. And have agreed as well to be live session with you. So you're going to be the only one on planet Earth, to have a Q&A live session with them, with these 2 people. And the way it's going to work, I will be moderating this session, but it will be you asking them questions. And then during this time, it will be a good time for you to connect as fellow learners. There will be a community connected to this platform, and you will be able to talk to each other and communicate together and collaborate together. Because as we know, we are all in this together, and unless we work together, sustainability is not gonna be working really well. So we need to learn from each other. Okay, I did try that, it didn't work for me. I did try that, it worked, etc. So I see I've gone quicker than I thought. It's been 45 minutes, so it's really good. Do you have any question? I see a question about certification. Yes, the course is going to be certified. So I'm currently being under process of being certified by CPD. So CPD is a continual professional development system, which means that you can claim that into your CPD system, you know, with your company. So this is going to be certified by CPD, but us as a company, we are going to give you a certification as well for packaging, and for all of the course that you follow, you're going to have certification. And also along the way of doing this course, when you sign up to a course, when you register to this course, we also will create workshops when we can meet again. We will create specific workshop with one of the experts that we'll invite, or VIPs people that we'll invite to a workshop either in New York, in Paris, or in London. And I need to talk to Sandra about that, but the plan is to do some you know, some partnership with trade shows and do them with them, and maybe having like 2-hour workshop at the evening of one trade shows or together. And this will be specific to registered members. You will have a discount code if you've been registered member to the packaging session. And then you can have a Q&A session for 2 hours with our experts in packaging or in anything else. So we'll work on this together, but this will be launched during the trade shows that are happening in the industry. Why we do that? Because we think that we need to work together. Yes, Sandra just confirmed that she welcomed me to Paris, obviously. Thank you, Sandra. And yes, we'll do that with the trade shows, because I think we need to work together as well. It's not like me against other people. We need to work together. And so that's the plan. So raise your hand if you like it, I guess. And maybe makeup in Paris. I think makeup in New York. I need to talk to Sandra as well about that, but we're probably going to do that to shows. And if shows don't allow us to come with them, we're probably just going to do that in a hotel, in a very nice hotel in a city like Hong Kong, New York. I think of maybe doing something in Dubai. So we're going to go around the world with this workshop, so that all of this, because the plan with this content as well is to be in English only and available from everywhere in the world. And I said I would do workshop at 3 p.m. in the afternoon Paris time. But if we have a lot of Asian people that have subscribed, we will do one in the morning as well, like 9 a.m. in the morning, so that they can do it in the evening for them. Because I know that 3 p.m. is in the middle of the night for them. So this is the plan. And maybe Clean Beauty in London. Yes, I'm in London. So definitely we could do something in London. So that's the plan, to do some workshop that would be, but this workshop are going to be, you know, it's initial phase yet. But yes, we're going to talk about that with the trade shows organizers. That's it. So I will send you the link. So now, Safran, maybe if you can send the link to, we're going to send you the link to sign up. Yes. I'm welcome to Clean Beauty in London too. Yes. So this is the link to sign up. You have until the 10th of June to sign up, and please share this to people in the industry. This webinar, this masterclass is recorded and will be published online for people to see how it's going to work. And yes, the first timer only are going to get a discount, no discount otherwise. And this is not a sales technique. I'm really assuring you, it's costing me a lot to invest in that and to launch this. And also I believe that the content is really valuable. That's why I don't believe in discount as well. But because this is the launch, and I need you as a pilot runner to be able to give me your feedback and your comments and tell me how you enjoy it. And because also I want you to share this, because I think it's an amazing content, and we need more people to know about that. Okay, I think I'm gonna sign off now, unless you have any more questions. So let me know if you have any question. Otherwise, I will thank you for your time, and I will say to you another time. See you soon.